I got a fun one for you. So how do you play with the effects that are inside After Effects on your video? Let me show you. It's going to be so fun. We're going to share my screen. We're going to After Effects. What we've got, of course, is a blank window here, new composition. I want to create comp one. Sure, it's going to be 5 seconds long. I'm not too worried about most of the things in there. Okie dokie. Same thing we did before. File, import. I'm going to grab my file, the wood ball 3, sure, and put that in there. So open that, place it in. It says, do you want footage? Do you want merge layers? I want the whole thing. I can drag that in. If you want to scale that, you can grab this handle, hold down your shift key, and scale it up. You can also touch the S key to get that there. Now, let's say it's floating around like that. You'll notice right here, I can say fit to up to 200%. So it says, I'm going to give you the whole window. And then inside layer, inside transform, I can say, where did I put it? Center in view. Boink. So now I've got my artwork centered in the view. Okay, buckle up. This is going to be fun. What I want to do, I want to build something called a pre-composition. So I'm here in my wood ball 3, right down here in the bottom of the timeline. I'm going to right click or control click on that and go to pre-compose right there. And in that, I can say I'm going to name this pre-composition the ball explosion. Are you kidding me? We're going to explode this ball? You bet. Move all attributes. Notice this little button is clicked. Don't do this, do this. So I want to have all the attributes of this element brought into this new composition, this new pre-composition that we're inventing. So now I've got that. It says, okay, you notice my bar turns a different color, tells me that I've got this little pre-composition thing here. Now, over here on the sidebar, way over here on the right, we haven't looked at this much, effects and presets. Normally we're in the properties menu, but there's effects and presets right there. And inside simulation, there's a whack of them in here. And I hope that you will just spend the next 4 days playing with these. Don't do anything. Don't eat, don't sleep, don't do anything. Just play with effects. Inside this one called simulation, there's one called Shatter right there. What we're going to do is grab Shatter and drag it. I can drag it onto the composition. I can drag it onto the element, the composition that we have down here in the button. Now you'll notice what you get is a brick wall. Perfect. It's a metaphor for my life. No, what I want to do is come up here and says it's going to say wireframe and forces under the left-hand side in the view. What I want to see is I actually want to see rendered. In other words, I want you to show me what that looks like when I run this animation. So there, it's added the shatter to this, and now we're going to see what's going to happen with this thing. What it'll do, if I grab that timeline and start pulling it open, it will say, I'm going to explode that into bricks. Well, that's not very interesting. It's, it's okay. But if you open up shape here, I can say instead of shape of bricks, I want to have shape of, say, glass. And I want to have a whole lot of pieces. The repetitions here are going to be a whole bunch of them. So if we open this up a little bit, you can see what's starting to happen. If I break that open, look at that. So we're already starting to see what that looks like. So if you just take it about a half a second in and then grab your repetitions and change it, you'll see it makes a lot more pieces or a lot fewer pieces, depending on what you want to do with that. So you got control over how many pieces you've got. There's the direction, there's the origin. Extrusion depth has to do with how deep the pieces look when you crack them open. So you can control exactly how deep they look like that. And then we're going to get into things like physics and say, I want to have a little bit of a rotation speed. Maybe they can spin a little bit faster than that. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Well, the pieces themselves are moving. I know, it's crazy. Randomness, I want to play with that because it'll give me a little bit more of an explosive force with that one. Viscosity, I can fool around with how tight, how kind of clumped together the thing is. And then gravity, I'm going to actually set down to 0. So these pieces don't fall to the ground, but they just fly off in a million directions. I hope that all looks really cool to you because right now we're going to say, tap that space bar. And you can add your own sound effects. I hope you think that's cool. I think it's pretty freaking great. As they say, there's a lot more where that came from. So knock yourself out and talk to you later.